Hey guys, it is Saturday, August 29th, 2020, and I haven't really done a good job of keeping up with my posts this week. I'm not sure what's kind of got me distracted. I know that I have been keeping up with the RNC, the convention this week. I've also been hung up on First Amendment auditors. There are multiple, there are lots of them out there that post videos of just auditing, whether it be a federal building, an airport, post office, government building. Kind of fun to watch and learn about your First Amendment freedoms and how a lot of people don't know what your freedoms are. Those have really interested me lately. But today I was just going to expound a little bit on the RNC this week. Not talk too much in detail about it, but just lay out some reasons I vote or choose to vote the way I do. And first of all, I know there is a third party and maybe a fourth and a fifth party, but I know the third party, I think right now, the highest rated third party outside of the Dems and the Republicans is the Libertarian Party with Jo Jorgensen. So a lot of people say, well, why don't you consider the Libertarian Party? And my problem with that is I do line up with a lot of things, the Libertarians, how they view things, but I don't feel like my vote is going to help maintain what we need to keep going in this in this particular moment. I think in the future, maybe when that party gets stronger, that maybe I'll consider reviewing it more. But right now, if they carry 1 or 2%, I'd be surprised. And I feel like that 1 or 2% could swing, maybe be a big swing vote with the Democrat and Republican vote. So I can't justly consider that third party, even though I've always kind of reviewed things like I'm trying to think of who, Ross Perot, and there's another one. Maybe anyway, I like to listen to them, and like I said, there's a lot of things I do feel good about them. There's a lot of things I feel really way far apart. So right now, I'm still aligned closer with the conservative Republican Party, and the reason that is and I've talked about this on Facebook. The number one reason I consider someone a good candidate is how they consider life, especially life in the womb, innocent life, babies. And I know that a lot of Democrats want women to have their rights, and they want them to have control of their body. I get where they're coming from, but I also don't understand why they don't think that the baby that's inside them doesn't have rights as well. If the woman made a mistake by getting pregnant, we all make mistakes. I don't feel like killing an innocent life is going to make up for that mistake. I also feel like that if even if she was raped or if it was incest, whatever it might be, that there's still a life, and I don't think that baby should suffer because the dad may happen to be a criminal. There are some health situations where and it's very, very rare, I'm talking 1 in millions probably, where the mom may die because of the pregnancy. I mean, heck, we've been through a pretty intense pregnancy. Our first one was twin-to-twin transfusion, and we had a baby die in my wife's belly, and the other one survived. There was a dead baby in my wife while the other one's trying to fight to live. So I know how critical it is to monitor babies in the womb. And make sure I said that correctly. That is a baby in the womb. A fetus is a baby. So it's Latin. Look it up. So I am my first and foremost reason for voting for whoever I vote for. They have to believe that we're made in the image of God, that the Bible clearly states that we are one of His. We are known when we are conceived. So we cannot eliminate something that's made in His image just out of convenience or out of because they just don't want them. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to vote for that person who lines up with my sanctity of life. Now, there's some other issues that I could get into, but honestly, that's all I look at. That's and more than likely there's going to be one that believes in women's rights and one that believes in women's and babies' rights. So, yeah, that's very rare to have two that are pro-life, and so I'd have to evaluate them a little bit harder. So that's where I stand. Nothing's ever changed my mind since I started voting when I was 18. I've always thought that same way. Now, having said that, I've never been the biggest, well, no, I have been. Now I am. But 4 years ago, I wasn't the biggest Trump supporter. I was a Ben Carson fan. I was a Mike Huckabee fan before that. I felt like they were more of a Christian leader. And I knew Trump wasn't maybe the best role model Christian. But at the same time, once he came into office and he started doing the things he did, I realized that he was probably the best one to be in that spot because he wasn't political. He had no political affiliation, so to speak. He walks to the beat of his own drum. He doesn't care what anybody thinks. If it's his right-hand man, if Pence acted up and Trump didn't like him, I think Trump would just ditch Pence. I don't think he cares. So I think he's the best fit. I think he's been an awesome president. And as I talk to people more and more, some of them won't even conversate because they're like, oh, he's an idiot. He's a egotistical. They just start naming all kinds of names. I'm like, well, let's talk about it. And they don't want to talk about it. The ones that are for him tend to do their homework and listen to people that actually explain, why he was in a photograph with Epstein, or why he got a divorce, or was on his third wife, or whatever. I mean, Trump didn't have the best of histories, but I don't think he did anything so crime-ridden that he deserves jail, or even well, heck, they haven't really found anything on him. When you're in the big business world like that, I feel like you're scrutinized even more, and especially if you're running for president. So I feel like if they would have, in the last 4 years, they should have found it 5 years if he had something. But I think he's our best option right now, and I think one of the most critical points in voting Republican this year is going to be, well, for one, we have a virtually deceased Ginsburg on the Supreme Court, and we have a Clarence Thomas who wants to potentially retire on out, and there's one or two, it could be 3, maybe even 4 vacancies in the next 4 years, potentially. I know there's going to be potentially 2, 1 for sure. Supreme Court's huge in my opinion in this coming vote. I think that this Green New Deal that the far left is pushing with the semi-far left is another huge deal. The socialistic views that a lot of them are pushing. They won't say it's socialism. They'll call it something else. But if you actually look at what it is, ain't no doubting what it is. It's sad. I don't believe in big government. I believe we've definitely decreased the size of government, and that's helped local governments run smoother. It's also taken some of the handcuffs off of businesses and big corporations and even states to maneuver without being micromanaged by the federal government. But I guarantee you, if we vote Dems, it's going to be right back up into the micromanaging of all these different departments they have that they don't need. They need to cut half the departments out, if not more. Let the states run the schools. Quit filtering money to foreign offices and foreign countries. There's so many things that we're doing better on. I think 4 more years if Congress will step out of the way. If we can win Congress, Senate, and the presidency for at least 2 years, it would be amazing. But that's kind of the reason I vote the way I do. I am definitely appreciative of the amount of black support, especially on from the conservative black support on YouTube, with a lot of Candace Owens and Tatum and ABL, Anthony Brian Logan, the twins. There's a bunch of people that I watch that are awesome representatives of the black community that are very conservative, and they get it. I think a lot of the black community is for Trump, more than you imagine. But there's also that those that really are so far out there that they're letting the government control their minds, and they're just getting paid by Soros or whatever's going on. But they're just way out there, and I don't know if there's any getting them. I don't know why you want government to help you in all that you do. I just don't understand that, why you can't try for yourself to make what's great or what's best for you. All right, I'm trying to get done for 10 minutes, so you guys have a great weekend, and we will see you soon. Bye.